The multi-award-winning actor and screenwriter who mostly stars in little-known film franchises like Harry Potter and Star Wars. His latest film, Echo Valley, is out this Friday on Apple TV+. So please welcome to the show, Domhnall Gleeson.
All right, Domhnall. How you doing, mate?
I'm great. Thank you, and pronounce my name right and everything. Amazing.
Can I say that your psycho, murderous, drug-pushing character is almost far too good to be like an accident? I know you're a great actor, but he is some scary dude, this guy.
Yeah, he's a nasty piece of work. He's the sort of fella you don't want to be on your own in a room with. You just figure you're not going to come out of it well. He was real scary. Yeah,
I mean, he could sell anything he wanted to. Unfortunately, he's decided to sell drugs because he's got that sort of aura about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he kind of rocks up in the film into the middle of this. It's quite idyllic. They're on this kind of horse farm.
Yeah.
And he looks totally out of place there. But he spots people who are vulnerable, and he sees two vulnerable people.
Waffling on about this without framing it up. So I've seen it. You've been in it, and seen it as well at this screening. This New York screening went very well. Julianne Moore, Sidney Sweeney, Domhnall Gleeson with me now. Carl McLaughlin, Fiona Shaw, Edmund Donovan, to name but 6. Frame the movie for us if you don't mind. It's very dark. It's out on Friday. You know, you don't need to close the curtains. It closes the curtains for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of like the setup of the film is Julianne Moore and Sidney Sweeney are a mother and daughter. Sidney Sweeney is under a lot of pressure. She's kind of fallen in with a bad crowd, or maybe she is the bad crowd. You're not sure which.
There's bad energy around.
Yeah, exactly. And she's kind of struggling with drugs and all the rest of it, and then comes home one night with blood all over her and saying she needs her mother's help.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes from there. It's kind of twisty-turny, thrillery type thing with family drama in the middle of it, and very exciting. And when we saw it at the screening in New York, people were kind of, there's twists and turns that people are sort of like whooping and hollering and going mad. It was brilliant to hear an audience go for it.
On the lighter side of the tale, we all want to live on that farm. Where's the farm?
And it's kind of on the border of New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and was out in the countryside. It was amazing. I had like loads of horse riding lessons there and all the rest of it, and it was an amazing place to go to work.
Now, you're not riding horses in the film. That was just because there was downtime.
No, I did ride horses in the film, and then they cut that from the film.
I was going to say,
and
seen the wrong film.
myself and Michael the director, have been arguing about it ever since.
How was your horsemanship?
Pretty good. I had done it like 10 years before, but it's really, whatever they say, getting back on the horse is a thing, isn't it? Like it did not come naturally to me getting back on. Yeah, I was terrified.
I don't get on with horses. They don't like me because they know horses know, don't they?
They know if you are in control how comfortable you are, so you kind of have to act like everything's fine even when it's not. But it's beautiful in the film, and really like wide open green spaces. All the stuff that people talk about when they talk about Ireland was kind of there. It was in New Jersey. It's amazing.
And you talked about you were filming. So this is a couple and a half years ago, and I said, "Don't know. Well, let's make this fresh." He said, "There's nothing fresh about this." But you are bringing the fresh. You're bringing the fresh, man.
Well, yeah, because we've only been talking about it for a week. But the reason it doesn't feel fresh is because we shot it 2 years ago. They took a downtime for the strikes and all the rest of it, and then finished it a year ago, and then it's coming out now. But it's really good. There seems to be like a gap in the schedule it's going on Apple, but it's also in cinemas, and it seems like there's actually a window there to find people.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about the film, so I hope people find it.
It's like when they're deciding when to pit somebody in Formula One, they've got to pit them to release them into space.
Exactly.
Not back into traffic.
My God, that's amazing. That's exactly what it is.
That's what it feels like. That's how you described it. That's what I was hearing.
No, that's exactly it. So it feels like we have a good run now, so that's good.
It's a great film. It's giving me chills just remembering it yesterday afternoon. It's great, man. Great. Julianne Moore. Wow.
She's pretty.
I mean, come on.
She's special and has been doing it at such a high level for such a long time, and her choice of material is always fantastic as well. So like, she's always amazing in it, but she also picks good things to be in, and I think she's amazing in this. Just the pressure she's under, the choices she makes. She kind of keeps some stuff in reserve, but it's sort of thrilling on a minute-to-minute basis, which I think is hard to do in any film, but this does it particularly well.
And I mean, you co-star in it, as do the rest of the cast, but it's on her shoulders, this, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
And she's naked in it. She's like she's bearing, her heart, her soul. She's beleaguered. She's beaten up by life.
Yeah, she's kind of in the midst of grief, and when we meet her, so she's already under a lot of pressure, and then her daughter just brings all this terrible stuff into the house. And there are moments of real lightness in it. Fiona Shaw is in it as Julianne Moore's friend,
who's just always great.
Oh my, always amazing. And on the page, I thought like it was a fantastic script, but I didn't realise the potential in that character. There, you just thought, I want Fiona Shaw to be my friend.
Right, just in case people don't recognise the name Fiona Shaw, they will know her once they see her on screen.
Of course,
what else
been
has
in
she
a million things. I mean, she's worked with Phoebe Waller-Bridge a couple of times, and she's like
in Succession as well.
She's in Harry Potter going back like ages and ages ago, but she's just always class, and as kind of a star of stage and screen, and one of our great actors. But she's amazing in it. The energy she brings, again, there's like, you need lightness in a film like that. And she brings it. She's gorgeous in it.
Yeah, because otherwise it gets too relentless for its own good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny because you said it off the air. You said the thing about Julianne Moore is, there's no panic. Just tell us. I know what you mean. Tell us what you mean.
Well, it's just somebody who has that class and who's been doing it for that long doesn't feel the need to like make it all about themselves on a second-to-second basis, isn't looking for attention, is just amazing when they call action.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time is just one of the crew, is just one of the people who are there having a nice time, committing everything and committing 12 hours out of the day to the film. And she just wore it all incredibly lightly and was lovely to be around, despite the fact she was playing this thing that was really, like it's difficult terrain. It's kind of thrilling to watch, but like she's carrying a lot, that character.
It's funny because her character is a super smart cookie. And she then decides to own her smartness again straight away, because she has to, and she can outwit anybody. It's just like she's so fed up of having to do it all the time. Yeah,
and I think she's like, she can be underestimated. She seems to have she lives out on this farm and she's behind on the payments on the farm. She's in the midst of grief. Her partner has passed away, and so she's in the midst of all this stuff, and people keep underestimating her. And she's capable of a lot.
Yeah, if it's worth it.
Yeah.
And then she is confronted by something that she thinks is worth it, and then we won't go any further, because what happens in the last 20 minutes is so clever and so cruel. Yeah. And it has to be as cruel as it is for her to have the sort of the raison d'etre to go where maybe she wouldn't, because she's a hugely decent person who has to do a hugely indecent thing.
Yeah, well, once her daughter turns up with this blood and is like, there's a body and there's, you know what I mean, like there's
so you're saying things I wouldn't say now.
Well, that's in the trailer, so I feel okay saying it because it's in the trailer.
Good, so maybe you do what you want, mate. You do what you want.
Right, no, I won't go any further than that.
Right, so you do play an absolute psycho. There's no question about it. He is emotionally bereft, as far as normal human metrics are concerned. He is quite swarthy. He's got a touch of Kurt Cobain about him. Did you have a bit of colour in your hair for that? Did you go a bit more blonde?
Yeah, well, Julianne has red hair.
Yeah.
And if I have red hair also, people will think we're related. So we had to go more blondie.
And is it true that, talking about your red hair, therefore fair skin, that you tend to choose movies that are filmed in not so hot places?
Yeah, well,
is that honestly a thing?
If at all possible. On this one, it was actually incredibly hot out on that farm. Right. So, like, my guy is quite threatening, and you don't know what he's going to do next. Yes. And he's capable of a lot of violence.
Yes.
He knows where the soft parts of people are and is good at hitting them with a knife. He's just an awful person, and that was easy to play in those temperatures. Once it gets hot, because
we talked about White Lotus, didn't we?
Yeah,
because Sidney Sweeney, who is, I mean, the team are telling me that it doesn't get any bigger than Sidney Sweeney right now. She is zeitgeisty kind of level. You would concur with that. And she was White Lotus. She has White Lotus.
Yeah.
And I said, do you fancy a bit of White Lotus? And you know the producer.
I know one of the producers, Dave Bernard, and I've worked with him before, and of course you would do it, I guess, but I'm like, maybe if it was in Iceland, or, maybe if it was just somewhere that isn't going to be absolutely boiling hot.
Yeah.
Everywhere they've shot just seems like...
Well, they shot in Italy, didn't they, famously?
You think that's cool?
Well, it was cloudy, wasn't it? Because you remember they hit the
cloudy. No.
They hit the cloudy spell, because I remember watching... Thailand, different story, series 3.
Yeah. And Hawaii.
Sorry. No. Meteorologically, just get us back up to speed with the smoke cloud coming south from Canada whilst making this movie.
Yeah.
And I heard about this a couple of weeks ago from a friend of mine who lives in Colorado. And I said, "How was the summer? How's it been?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, every year we keep getting these fire clouds, and I'm thinking, oh, Los Angeles. No, he said, no, Canada happens all the time, and they fall over the mountains.
Yeah, when you look at it on the map, it's. I mean, obviously Colorado's a long way away from where we are, but like it is crazy how far down to the country it comes, and it's so sad and so weirdly apocalyptic when you look out, and like. So they had to just cancel a day's filming because even if it had been safe to be out, you couldn't see anything in front of the camera. Most of the film takes place outdoors. Really bad. Like looking 10 feet in front of you is tough, and it was great. We like that day. It was insurance day. You literally couldn't do anything, and all of the crew went to this local pool bar and just played pool and drank beers all day. And arriving in out of the smoke with your mask on.
Now
and getting
I want to be in the movies.
It was really good. Yeah, that's what being in the movies is sometimes. But it was amazing. Like one of my favourite days on the shoot.
And also, I presume after that day, unexpectedly, but you surrendered to the moment. It's an insurance day, like you say. The crew are ever closer for it.
It was an amazing crew generally. We were all kind of away from home. We were staying in this place called New Hope, which is pretty small. And so you kind of like, you don't take over the town because the town is absolutely fine in itself. Yeah, but like, no, there's a real group atmosphere of a lot of people are staying in hotels or very close by. And yeah, it's really lovely when you're all on tour.
New Hope sounds like the Star Wars film you weren't in.
Yes, that's right. Yes, let me make sure it was New Hope and I haven't got that wrong in a really embarrassing
you have Star Wars, of course, and we are sort of half a decade, 5 years after the fact. How is that looking back now? There's a bit of water under the bridge.
I'm like incredibly proud to have been part of the films. I didn't have a big part in them, you know what I mean? Like,
but you were around
for
like 4 years, 5 years?
I was, yeah. But like I shot on average maybe 15 days on each one of those
15
films.
days more than the rest of us, don't
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why I said it. I wanted to remind all of you that I have 15 more days on Star Wars than you do.
You get a certificate for being Star Wars?
No, you get it for 20. So
Have you got anything from Star Wars?
No, I think I would have, if I'd been further up the call sheet, I think they give you stuff. Like I think Boyega maybe got like a what's it called, a lightsaber and stuff like that. I didn't get
people steal things.
Diddly squat, like nothing.
Harry Potter, of course, as well. You haven't White Lotus yet. You started by writing and directing your own films. What was the first film? How old were you then? And what film what's the first story you wrote?
The first short story, or the first short film I made, I literally cannot tell you about on the air.
Okay, great.
How
old were you at the time?
Have you seen the film Happiness by Todd Solondz?
No, but I'm going to watch it this afternoon.
It is full on dark. This was like, it was very strange. But and then the second short that I made was with my dad and my brother as two police officers who find a body and try to deal with it. But it was all really good fun. Very influenced by like Martin McDonagh and stuff, because I started.
You've done Light, haven't you? Because Peter Rabbit, you've done Light. Have you done comedy?
Yeah. Weirdly in Ireland I did some comedy sketches that go sort of not viral, but they like suddenly just do the rounds every like 6 months.
I've got to watch those.
There's one of me in a car with a bottle.
Love it.
Needing to go to the loo, and that one followed. People talk to me about that all the time. It's crazy.
Just raised your left eyebrow.
Yeah.
That's indicative.
I can't raise my right eyebrow.
No, but you haven't done that yet in our chat. So you must really have affection for that sketch that you just talked about.
I wrote it with my friend Michael Maloney, and we did it for RTE years ago. John Butler directed this comedy like sketch series.
Yes.
And that was one of the ones that we got in. And it's just crazy because we did it 15 years ago, and people still approach me about it, which is nice.
Right, forgive me for not knowing, but I'm never too frightened to ask what appears to be the most stupid question in the room. I'm actually quite good at it.
Here we go.
Beginner's mind and all that kind of stuff. White House Plumbers.
Oh, yeah.
Right, great title. What is White House Plumbers?
White House Plumbers, that's... Okay, so I played John Dean in it, and it was to do with the kind of thing that brought down Nixon. So it was to do with what's it called, Watergate. I can't even remember the word Watergate.
Doesn't matter, don't worry about it.
Pretty bad. It's okay. I only learned what I need to know in the moment. But have you seen The Studio on Apple TV?
We haven't stopped talking about
Right.
Studio.
So two of the writers, so Seth Rogen and his writing partner wrote on it, and then these two other writers are also on it, Pete and Alex, and they wrote White House Plumbers. And it's really, really good. And Justin Theroux and Woody Harrelson are in it, Lena Headey, really good cast.
What a cast.
Yeah, really good stuff.
And is it a series or?
It's like five parts for HBO.
And was it uncontinuable because of what happened in it? Or did they not
it was
pick
always
it
a limited series.
Why haven't we heard of White House Plumbers? I am going to watch White House Plumbers.
It's good fun, yeah.
Tash and I, my wife and I, we finished The Studio on Saturday.
Oh, I've only seen the first 3.
Oh my God. Good.
Yeah.
I mean, be prepared.
I can't wait.
So, I mean, do you I love it. Do you love it?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like everything about it.
It was my watch that we sent out this Friday email. It was my watch of the week last week on Friday email. It's so good. We looked up the budget of it on Saturday.
What is it?
$12 to $15 million an episode.
Yeah, that sounds about
That's
right.
where it is nowadays,
Yes,
isn't it?
This is
why
that prestige TV. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking about ITV and BBC and saying, this is what they're in contention with at the moment. And at $12 to $15 million per ep, the studio doesn't make the top 30 most expensive super TV shows.
Anytime you hear the budget of anything, it's surprising how expensive it is. But TV has gotten insane.
Yeah. Well, super telly, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So White House Bums we've got to watch. Any other recommendations for us?
Of my own?
Yeah, why not?
No, not really. Cameron Winter has an album out that I thought was pretty great.
Cameron Winter, okay.
Yeah.
Writing
pretty
that one
good.
down. And what else do I want to know? There's something else I want to know. Have you ever had a Bond conversation?
No. Well, when you were like, no, as in, like, I've had conversations with my wife where she says, I love James Bond.
They're the ones I meant.
Yeah. So, yes, I've had those. Yes, I've had many Bond conversations.
As a writer and a director and an actor, and I presume you've been a producer if you've been all the other things as well.
Yeah, I guess. No, I don't think so. Anyways, yeah.
What would you do with Bond? What would you... I think you make a great Bond, by the way. I really do. I really think you make a great Bond. And you're just about young enough still. I don't mean that rudely.
Just about.
Yeah, no, because
Come
you...
on, guys.
No, because you signed... It's
Come
not,
on.
No, it's not that you're too old now. It's just that you'd sign up for 3 or 4.
Yeah, no.
And it's not how old you'd be this one, it's how old you'd be in the third one. And you'd be fine. By the way, sorry, you'd be fine.
You took too long to get to that place.
No, but that's what I meant. What would you do with Bond next?
What would I do with Bond next?
if you were in charge.
I don't know. Like, the bit that I've always been fascinated with those like spies is kind of not the bit that everybody else is fascinated with. Like, he's a psychopath. He's genuinely
definitely a sociopath. Do you think he's a psychopath as well?
Maybe he's just a sociopath. But I mean, he's like the scary side of that. I think the further you go into that, the more I get interested. But like the lightness of it is also like that's what my wife loves about it. You know what I mean? Like the lightness. Yeah. Don't touch that Bond. That's my lunch. All that stuff.
Because Daniel Craig went left, didn't he? He went more sociopath.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
And more sort of actory. If you, that's not, I don't know.
No, but more into the depth of what the character would actually be in the real world.
And I love everybody else. I wonder if they'll go further left, stay where they are, mood-wise, character-wise, grittiness-wise.
Because they kind of went out the Bourne direction a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like it kind of went out that direction, or whether they'll swing back, right?
Bourne, didn't they?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And then I guess if you go back to, you can go back, people maybe just want a good time. Maybe they'll go back to kind of one-liners and all that.
Do you think that, because the one of the popular thoughts is they'll go origin story and they'll do a time-lapse thing and they'll go back to the 60s and 70s and start again?
Oh, setting in the 60s and 70s again would be cool because it hasn't been done with that eye on it, and then maybe taking the modern sensibility to imagine it back then could be great.
I think
they're very smart people though. Like they haven't really put a foot wrong.
Well,
so
the new
far,
producers are. He's a great Brit, isn't he? I can't remember the name of the new producer, but
is it David Heyman? Is he?
David.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Well, he was on the Harry Potter film, so I would have crossed paths in there. But he's incredibly smart.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Bond is probably safe.
I would have thought
in
so.
his co-producers. Domhnall, anything else you want to say about this? This is a great film, by the way. It's not one for the children. It's definitely not one for the kids. If they haven't got a smartphone yet, they can't watch this film. And if they have got a smartphone, they probably still can't watch this film.
Yes, they shouldn't. Yeah, they probably can actually because it's on Apple TV. But I think, I would say twisty-turny. I think very entertaining. Lots to talk about afterwards. Gripping. That's a great word. Yeah, I would use that word.
And everybody at the top of their game, everybody on their game in the show,
and a fantastic director. I think it looks beautiful as well. Like
the rhythm is great.
Yeah.
What do I know?
No, I agree totally. Yes.
Echo Valley out this Friday, Apple TV Plus. Anything else you're up to that you can't tell us about?
I'm about to start work on a film in a few weeks that I think hasn't been announced yet, but that's exciting. I think we'll be filming in Scotland for that.
So that's something we can't know about?
Yeah.
What else can't we know about?
I cannot tell you anything about. I'm in this spin-off of The American Office that will be coming out in September.
You basically just have told us
but I can't tell you anything about it. Yeah, that's all I can tell.
I didn't even know there was a spin-off of The American Office.
Yeah, like the documentary crew goes to a new town and follows a newspaper company.
See, I think the studio is pretty officey. It's like super officey.
It's got a bit of that, but their love of the movies is what carves them out, and all those oneers, those amazing one-shot things, like they're impossible to do well, and somehow they did them incredibly well, and also kept them funny all the way through, which is amazing.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry, this is going on. I do apologise. Can I ask you a question? When you love something like The Studio, and you said it so enthusiastically, I thought, we can have it, and then you said, I've only seen 3.
Yeah.
How do you stop yourself from binging on?
Because they were only coming out 2 a week or whatever it was,
but they're all out now.
We watched them
that
at home. Yeah, but we've been traveling around doing this stuff.
Just checking.
No, and when you start watching something together, you kind of have to. Not that you have to, but you want to finish.
It's like
it
cheating
together.
on. It's like movie cheating.
Go on. Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah.
I see. Yes.
Have you, okay, let's do it. We're out there now. Not have you ever cheated, but have you ever?
No. Yeah.
Or do you suspect your wife of?
Where is this going?
Ever having
Cut to commercial.
Watched an extra show and having pretended not to and watched it again. Have you ever done that? Now's the time to get it off your chest.
I've had my heart broken so many times by being told that something has been watched.
Right.
That I suspect, that I suspect I know about all of her extramarital discrepancies with regards to.
And now's the time. Have you ever watched stuff that without her that you've pretended not to watch and have since watched with her?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Get it off your chest. Just say it.
No, because I tend to rewatch comfort things that I've seen before. I watch Alan Partridge, or you know what I mean. Like, I watch all that stuff. So that's where I go when I'm on a job, when I'm away from home. That's what I watch.
I was thinking about favourite movies yesterday. Somebody asked somebody else favourite 3 movies, and I thought it's not even a question because it depends what mood you're in.
Sure.
And you never watch the same movie twice because the movie may be the same, but you're a different person who's watching it.
Yeah.
Love
very
it,
true.
don't you?
Yeah.
If you had to pick one, top of your head, go. One movie.
Favourite movies?
One more movie. Not favourite because that's not a silly question. One more movie now. That
in my life that I can watch.
Today's the day.
Have you? So I do. I haven't watched Double Indemnity in a while. I go back and watch that again.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to watch that.
That's a super movie,
right.
But that's also me trying to sound smart because it's like not shot in the 1990s.
Double Indemnity.
Oh, it's so entertaining.
Cameron Winter.
Yeah,
Double Indemnity.
They're too good. I think they're good recommendations. Yeah.
Love it, mate. It's great to see you again.
Brilliant to see you.
You're always
too.
welcome.
Thank you so much
for having me. Domhnall Gleeson, please.
Thank
he
you,
is in the excellent Echo Valley out this Friday on Apple TV+.